Afternoon everybody, I hope everybody's okay. Coming on, I am in the process of altering this box and I've used Curles and Swirls embossing folder and I've not brought it in with me, but I will grab another one and I will show you what I have done. Where are my embossing folders? I've not got another one to hand, but what I done was, on this box you can see, I put the cardstock in and left the same depth as the lid sticking out of the embossing folder. Okay, so you just get that. So depending on how deep your box is and how deep your lid is, you need to leave the lid part, the depth of the lid, sticking out of the embossing folder so it doesn't get embossed. Okay, so I've done 3 sides up to now and I've got my 4th side and my 4th side of my lid, so we're going to stick them on. And today I am using this glue. Stampin' Up doesn't sell this, I bought it separately because I don't want this coming off. But this is Whisper White cardstock. And as I say, I used the Curles and Swirls embossing folder, so I'm just going to stick this on now. And the reason I'm using the glue as opposed to tape or anything is because I want it to catch onto all that embossing, because I'm using the other side, the debossing. And all I'm going to do is line that up on there, bringing it right down to my lip. Now I know that on the inside of the box I have the brown craft card, okay, because this is just a craft box that you can buy anywhere. But I can either put ribbon round it or I can paint it, so I'm not bothered about it in the slightest. And here's where you get covered in glue. So I'm just going to give that a mush down and I'm going to trim it off. Now I would normally use my sandpaper but I know people don't like the noise, and I know people are watching me with their earphones in, so their other half can't hear what's going on. So I'm not going to do that. I will do it afterwards to neaten everything up, but I won't do it now while the camera's going. So I'm just going to trim this off. As I say, I will be using the sandpaper on it, and these are just my old sticky scissors. Get off. So that's my box, okay. Now what I've also done is, if you don't like these corners, what you can do is take a strip of our Whisper White, an inch wide, okay, and score it a 1/2 inch and give it a good burnish. Okay, and what you can then do is on these corners that you don't like, cover them like that with your 1 inch strip scored a 1/2 inch. Okay, so you can do that. That's one way of doing it. Now I'm just going to put the other piece on my lid, and I'm trying to do everything in shot. It's just a way of getting these cheap boxes. Yes, I can sit here and make boxes all day long. But I just wanted to show you an alternative way, a cheap alternative way for you to get an absolutely stunning box and not have to pay through the nose for it. Just want mine right up to the tip. Okay, so again I'm going to trim off that excess because I don't want you listening to me scraping it off away with the sandpaper. As I say, that's what I would normally do with the hangover and it's what I would advise anybody to do. Okay, because it just gives you that neater edging. Get rid of all that glue. Okay, so that's my box all covered, and I'm going to use the Angels on Earth stamp set, and it is absolutely gorgeous. And I'm just going to use this image and this corner one here. Okay, and we're going to do some heat embossing. So if you'd have me on loud, feel free to turn me down, turn the volume down. And I want my corner strips, so I'm leaving them over there. And I've got all kinds of bits and bobs here. Scrap paper, and then my other strips. And I've not even used this set yet, but look at that, isn't that gorgeous? Very distressed looking, as well as the corner. So I'm going to pop her out. And when I was nursing, I don't know whether I've already told you this story, we used to get called angels without wings. So yeah, absolutely love it. We need a stamp block, and I need my Versamark. Okay, so I'm going to put that one on there, and I'm going to concentrate on this one, the corner one. Okay, I'm also using the gold embossing powder. I always keep mine in these tubs because I am that clumsy when my hands are not working with me. That it would tend to go everywhere. So on this piece of cardstock, I am going to do my corners, in our vase fine. Now I know you won't be able to see this stampin', but you will once I put the just making sure that's all covered, once I've put the embossing powder on it. So I just want to go in this corner, just hold it for a minute. Okay, I know you can't see it, but it's there, believe me. And I'm not doing every corner. I'm just doing opposites. Can you even... Okay, so I'm just doing opposite corners. And I forgot to use my embossing buddy as well. So let's hope for the best. Okay, just put that up there a minute. And we shall see. And I just use a scrap of paper or cardstock as my spoon. I've not done it too bad, considering I didn't use my emboss buddy. There's a bit of the flower there that I've not caught. There we go. And again on this corner. Yeah, I've got all that. Okay, so I'm plugging in my heat gun. And our heat gun is absolutely brilliant. It does have 2 settings. I'll show you now. Sorry about the shake on the camera, but I'm plugging into my extension lead. We do have 2 heat settings. Do you know that lemon red line tape backing gets it everywhere? Yeah, we have 2 heat settings. You can just make that out. Okay. And it also has a stand as well. So I'm just going to pick this up. Now, turn me down if you've got me on loud. I'm just letting it warm up. To be fair, this is not as loud as some of the heat tools that I've heard. Okay, I'm just turning my card round so I can catch this one. Come on. Okay. Turn that off for a minute. We've not done too bad. Okay, I'm putting that over to the side because now I need to bring in a piece of scrap. And I bet you'd have not got one long enough. Just long enough on that one. So we're just long enough. And I'll get my other stamp block. Okay, and again I'm going to use the Versamark. So I want to make sure she's completely covered. And before I do it, I think I will use my embossing buddy. Now, if you're using dark cardstock and you're using your embossing buddy, you know it leaves like a white powder residue on it. Just get a baby wipe and wipe over your card after you've done, and that will get rid of that white residue for you, no problem. So she should be well. Yep. I need to be careful because the wings were just on the card. Okay, so we'll just give that a minute or so. Don't smudge, don't smudge. Okay, I'll bring back my embossing powder. Pick it up. Now she is distressed, so we're not going for perfection. Okay, so there's our angel. Put my lid back on my Versamark. Right, again I'm coming in with the heat tool, so if you have me on loud, now would be a good time to turn me down. And another thing as well, never ever hold your tool like that directly onto the paper, especially because you're making the heat go back up and it will end up breaking your heat tool. Always come in from the side. I'm just going to turn it round. And carry on this side. Okay, so that's us done with the heat tool. And there's our angel. Absolutely beautiful. Now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to trim round her using my snips. And I'm not going for perfection, because like everything else in this world, there's no such thing as perfect. and it's easier to move your cardstock than what it is to move your scissors. I'm sorry I'm not gabbing as much, but I'm concentrating. My days of multitasking are over. And you'll discover that once you get to my age. And for the ones of you that are my age, you know exactly what I am talking about. Okay, just trim that off a bit there. So there's our angel. And she's going to sit proud here between, where's my foam folder gone? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to give her wings a bit of a, okay, just to give them a little bit of a life. So we need our dimensionals. I want them ones and I want my little ones. I've still got my PJs on, so I do apologise. But it's the weekend, it's allowed. Who am I kidding? As soon as I come in, I put my PJs on. Pokey tool, that's what I was looking for. So, use the big ones there. And I just think this set is absolutely gorgeous. This stamp set, beautiful. And I'm just going to stick a little tiny one on the end of her wings. Okay, because I do want them to look I'm going to stab them. And I promise I'm going to show you another way now if you didn't want them corners. I'm going to put it in the middle there first. If you don't want to add them corner strips, then what you can do is see the way I've just given her wings a little dimension? Yeah. Okay, so that's our little angel, and we're going to use the, oh dear, our gold doodads. I thought I had a packet open, so sorry about the rustling. Okay. Oops. I'm leaving a bit of a gap towards the edges because, as I say, I am going to sand mine. Okay, so that's the lid of our box done. Move my stamp set out the way because I know they need cleaning. Okay, so that will be going on there. Okay, and I know I've got a bit of an overhang, excuse me, but as I say, I'm going to sand that off. Now, what I was talking about, if you don't like doing the strips on your corners, okay, sorry, if you don't like the idea of doing that, then if you have some gilding wax or you have some of this mousse stuff, yeah, it's not Stampin' Up and neither is the gilding wax, it's contraband, then yeah. Now, I don't like getting my fingers dug into this stuff, I just don't like it, so I use a brush. Okay, that's all I use, and as you can see, it's already got debris in it. And I just go round and round, and you can see my brush has picked it all up. I love the smell of gilding wax, but I don't want to be sticking my fingers in that stuff. So all I'm going to do is come up these corners with the gilding wax. Just give them a bit of a vintage feel. You can do it with your inks as well, and what I'm going to do is I'm also going to swirl it over my Swirls and Curles. And I don't know whether the camera's picking it up, or it might be. That just gives it that lovely sheen to it. So again, we're going to go on the corner. Give that a bit of depth. And we're going to swirl. If you don't mind getting your fingers dug in, then that's up to you, but I just do not like it. And then again on this corner we're just going to age that up a bit. And swirl. The smell of that stuff, oh, love it. Okay, and again on the corner. And swirl. Yeah, I've done that side, and we're going to do exactly the same to the sides on our lid. Even though I am going to put my strips on. On my corners. And swirl. And you can go as hard or as easy as you like. It's entirely up to you, the effect you want. I just love the smell of that. I want to do this so that you can see it. And sorry if it's like scratching your fingernails on a chalkboard. Okay, now look at the mess I've made with that golden wax. Okay, so can you see it? And you see after you let that dry for a bit, buff it up with a cloth. Because it will really, in fact, let's see if I can do it without letting it dry. There's the darkest part. See how shiny that makes that now? Okay, enough playing. Down to business. Right, now we're going to put our lovely lady on our box. And I will be adding feet to the bottom of the box as well. But again, I will do that off camera. I just wanted to show you how easy it was to doll up these craft boxes that we know everywhere's doing them. Just want to make sure it's all stuck down so that when I come in with me sandpaper. So there's our lovely little box, that's the top. And there's room there to put a sentiment either above or below. And that's the sides. So yeah, I hope you give that a go. You can do it with whatever materials you have, whether it be designer series paper, just plain cardstock like I've used and embossed it and heat embossed it. Yeah, and I think our angel is absolutely gorgeous and the light's just catching it. So again, there's our box. So I hope you give that a go. Get out all these ugly boxes that you've been hoarding, and give that a go. So until next time, take care of yourselves and take care of each other. Bye.